Yeah, I want this to be more than just like a bike thing. Like like this stuff means a lot to me. I really want to use this as a way to talk about like why. You know what I'm saying? I think the why is as important as the what in a lot of cases. And I don't think the why always, you don't always get the why. You just kind of get the product.
Whenever you're ready to do things. But...
Okay. Let me just see here. What the hell is Bad Livin' anyway? There's a lot to be said about a name. Some people may look at it as a literal statement, to live bad or wild. To me, it's more about the perception of how the outside views inward. The old cliche, the people your mom warned you about. But why? I think it's important to shine a light on a culture that often gets a bad edit. This culture has given me so much. I don't necessarily mean the show, I mean motorcycles and the people around them. It's given me a connection to my dad, a shared interest also with my grandfather and my great-grandfather. It's given me friends and it's given me opportunities. It's given me good times, it's given me bad times. And it's taught me a lot of lessons about life and respect and who to trust and bring into your life. There's a whole new wave of young people coming up that haven't been raised into the stuff the way that we were. I was part of the biker build-off generation, the motorcycle mania on TV, buying and hoarding magazines. These were the things that inspired me when I was coming up, and now people, they do everything online. It's all through the internet, which isn't necessarily a bad thing, but it removes a lot of context. It's just straight information with no explanation. That's why I think these shows are so important. I think it's important to gather with the people that you share commonalities with and interests with to create a deeper meaning and a deeper attraction to the thing that you care about. That organic connection to a real thing. Bad Livin' doesn't cater to any one group of people. We get a little bit of everybody. And there's a place for every freak and weirdo at that show.
Hey guys, it's Dan Lim from the Moto Photo. I'm here at Bad Living Roadshow. It's gonna be a banger. The vibe's already different and it's amazing. People are starting to roll in and setting up. Vendors are here already and there's gonna be a ton of bands. It's gonna be a great weekend for sure, 100%. I'm here on assignment for Harley Davidson Canada. I'm shooting for their magazine, doing a bunch of portraits of people on their Harleys, everything from baggers to custom choppers, obviously. Yeah, can't wait. This is gonna be a great show.
What's going on today, Lee?
Well, we're doing it. We're getting it going. Bad Livin'.
Bad Livin', baby.
Bad Livin', baby.
Bad Livin', it comes from a desire to just really do something for our culture here in Ontario. The Frontier Ghost Town, to me, is the perfect venue for any of this stuff. Like it's got a ton of history with the bike culture here, dating back, decades. It's not just parking along a street or a bar or a coffee shop or a parking lot. It's got the venue itself has a spirit to it. I feel like when you go there, it's different.
How's it going?
Not too bad for Friday, I think. Oh, hi, I'm Rick. I own the fucking joint.
The current owner, Rick, he's a biker. He loves to tell you his nickname used to be Satan, which has got to be something you earn.
The start of the town was 1975. Took them 5 years to build the town. They started at the north end, and by 1980 they had finished the saloon and the barn. And it was run as a dude ranch for 25 years. They had 75 horses here, rodeos, horseback riding, training, all kinds of horsey shit. When I was 17, I was on a snowmobile up here and we drove into this place. But Gary, the crazy old fuck that owned this place, would rent the cabins out to us so we could get hammered here. One night in the middle of winter, the old guy made us an offer in one of the sheds we really couldn't refuse. Gary used to rent the property out to anybody that really wanted to, you know, same as me. Run as a business. It's a venue. I rent it out to people looking for a cool place. Beautiful nature surrounded here with all kinds of, you know, free land, county land, public land, plus the access into hundreds of acres of private property. You know, Lake Huron, 45 minutes that way. The Great Mother, Georgian Bay, 35 that way. We're almost at the highest altitude in all of Ontario here, just south of us between Dundalk and Mount Forest is the highest point in all of Ontario.
So all the evil will leave.
Right on. Well, I don't want to go. I want to stay.
No, I won't spite you.
My name's Judy and I'm doing flash tattoos for the show. I've been tattooing for 9 years now, and right now I'm working at Tattoo Kit in Bowmanville, Ontario. I grew up in Toronto, but now I've moved up to Durham, so I'm working there now and doing tattoos there.
What I love so much about this culture is that it's something you have to earn a place in. You have to put in the work. You have to learn how to make things, or you have to learn how to find people and make connections with people that can help you do those things. And then you have to create something new. Doesn't matter how popular or good looking you are, or how many followers you have on some phone app. You have to lay yourself out there.
All right, move your shit out of the way.
All right,
So now it's done.
Why are you yelling, man?
Yeah, why are you always yelling? Nice electrical bikes.
Fucking grass. What's the next thing? Want to see the giveaway bike?
That's it. Other than that, it's solid. Yeah. Try to do something nice for someone, you know?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
That's it. Completely not street legal.
One of my good close friends, Adam King, a Black Horse Cycle in Sauble Beach and the Black Horse Motor Inn. He stepped up and really helped with the giveaway bike. It wasn't quite completed by the show time just because of time constraints, and we had some issues with getting parts on time and things like that, as often happens. But you know, it still turned out great, and it was such an awesome experience. You know, I have a hard time delegating. I wouldn't call myself a micromanager, but I tend to take everything on myself. Obviously, in something like this, I'm not able to do that because there's just too much. And for this year, I went and talked to my friends. That's what you do when you need help.
So I got cash in here for you.
Sick.
Give me right here.
Okay.
Two chairs. Then you're out of the way, you're out of the traffic. People can kind of walk past.
Yeah.
Tomorrow, all the bands are outside, so this will be just your space tomorrow.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Yeah. Yeah, that's it.
Cool.
Cool lights
All right.
up in here.
Sweet. Fuck yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Amazing. Thank you very much.
It's coolest spot in the place, man. I don't know, it's cool. It's not the most accessible place in the world, but we try to do a little bit.
No, I'd rather be in grassland than in sand, bro. Like, so it's good.
Custom motorcycle culture, speed and color with a K, and we're going to do some podcasts, show off our bike, maybe drink a couple beers, you know. I think, yeah, we met Jeff from First County, and Lee wasn't there, but he heard that we had been there because we're from Calgary. We loaded up the car and put the bike on the trailer, and here we are, 3,162 kilometers, and we're here. This is a 1996 Sportster. The engine was an 883. I've done a Hammer Performance 1275 on it. Mikuni carburetor, upgraded stator, a 2001 and up oil pump, so we've got a bigger scavenger section. A little bit of work to the heads, billet intake from Hammer Performance. So engine runs great and makes bags of power. I'm very happy with this Hammer setup. chain drive rather than belt. You know, some braided lines, fittings. I made the license plate mount. I do anything I can myself, I do, which is most of it. I did the paint on it, I did the frame molding, I did all the fabrication. The pinstriping is done by a guy in Calgary. His name he goes by is Gamboogie. When he did this, he was 74 years old. And if you look at the detail in this, it is unbelievable. He still has a very steady hand. Mr. Mojo Rising is, I believe, what they call an anagram for Jim Morrison. So when I was building the bike and I was thinking back to my younger days and I thought about Mr. Mojo Rising, and I thought, you know, I really love that kind of creativity, that kind of artistry. And I threw the name at Karen and she said, that is perfect for that bike. So that's where the name Mr. Mojo Rising came from.
You know, I think everybody has a different experience. It depends on what you want out of it. You can come for the music or the bikes or meeting friends. There's a lot there for people that want to participate in it. And I think that it's going to grow, and there's going to be a lot more there for people that want to bring something to it. It's not so much any one thing. It's a lot of different things kind of coming together. It's kind of a, you know, it's a festival celebrating, you know, all of these things that we like in one place. You know, I love custom motorcycles. I love vintage bikes. Obviously, we have some of the nicest vintage bikes in Canada at our show. In addition to that, you know, I want to showcase what's going on now, what's modern. Customs, baggers, Dynas, performance, FXRs, things like that. So on Friday night this year, we had a feature that I thought was great. A pro wrestling company called Off the Ropes brought out a ring and did a show for us, and it was a blast. I think it was just something that it was fun and it was interactive, and I think people were just like, it kind of caught people off guard. You don't usually see that kind of thing, especially at a bike show. But we're not just a bike show. Especially on the Friday night. You know, the Friday night was something in previous years at the other show, you know, we never really had more than just kind of the one day. I can't believe that picnic bench didn't snap in half when he power bumped him onto that thing. That was awesome. That was awesome. You know, expand the experience beyond just kind of a, you know, a ride-in thing. You know, I want people to feel like they can come in from, you know, large distances, which we had this year. You know, we had people coming from out east, we had people coming from Calgary, people coming from the States, close to the Canadian border in Ontario, that this is a very short drive for a lot of people. And we would love to have those two things kind of collide and combine and have an amazing show up here that has, you know, the attendance of the Americans, but has the Canadian culture. Pink Lemonade Records, you know, I have to really talk about them. They're so ingrained into the local music scene, especially the punk scene, the underground punk scene. And they facilitate a lot of stuff here where there was a huge void for it. You know, when I was younger, there was a lot of stuff going on, and then there was a huge gap and there was nothing for a long time, and they've really brought a lot of it back. It's very exciting to see that, but it's also really great to have them, you know, helping me bring out just awesome bands, some that I've known, some that I don't know, and expose them to a crowd of people that probably never would have seen them otherwise, which is kind of what we're about.
The strangest venue we've ever played, but it's really sweet, so.
Dave from the barbershop, what do you think, man?
coming for you.
Let's go, King.
Hey, bro, I got your. Hey, let's go. Oh.
So music is very important to me, and my friends are still heavily involved in the music scene. So I bring out lots of independent music. I really think that adds a really cool texture to the show. Beyond just a couple cover bands, I think having cool independent music with people that are hustling to make their dream happen fits very well with our show.
People are gonna get fucked up tonight. We gotta lock it in. We gotta rough it up. Bad living. Oh, they're gonna wish for bad living. Oh, they're gonna get splinters on their butthole. Here we go.
Full of beautiful people, and you show it every minute of the night. Keep it up, Biker Town. Here we go. You suck. I love you too, motherfucker. I said, what's your name? It doesn't matter what's your name.
Can I get more lead vocal in the drum monitor?
Shut the fuck up. Holy fuck. They flew me in here. They said, King, we don't got a band for you. So I had to drive around Durham to find these fucking idiots. So let's give it a hand for the biggest dummies in Durham. Right now, here we go. I just can't believe it keeps getting better.
That's what I want to be. I want to be a hub where people can come and be there for a couple of days and experience what we're doing here. And it be relevant in our motorcycle culture, not just in Canada, but in North America. And when you start something like this, you don't know if anybody's going to show up. And that's probably the biggest fear going in. You know, you have a little bit of an idea based on vendors or pre-sale tickets or things like that, but I mean, an outdoor show has extenuating factors. It has weather, it has other things to think about that may or may not have people not come.
What's going on, guys? Liam here from Pit Viper. We're about to kick off day 2 of the Bad Livin' Road Show. We've got bike shows, bands, food trucks, vendors. Everybody's here. If you ride a bike, you need to be here. Not only that, we've got Pit Viper, best fucking sunglasses brand in the world. Get out here, Bad Livin' Road Show.
It being our first year, you know, they'll wait to see someone else give them feedback, someone else have an experience, and sell it to them after the fact. This year, the attendance was beyond my expectation. We had such a solid attendance for this year. It really was incredible to see. What really astounded me was that it's not the same people, the same old people that I thought would just show up that I know from around. It's not just a recycled thing. We're bringing new, fresh blood to this thing.
What year is this?
1941. This was my father restored and built this bike back in the late 70s. It's got the matching 41 sidecar. I was like 8-10 years old, bounced around this thing for thousands of miles. It was our family bike for a lot of years. Passed down to me a few years ago. Now it's my turn to be the caretaker. Yeah, nice stock kind of paint scheme. He kept it fairly correct too, with all the correct party, sheet metal, and most of the accessories. That Freedom 2 through to 6 there, I brought a different bike every year as well.
Oh, did you?
It was a good time. It was the best way to get an extra day of partying in was to bring a bike. So.
hard to describe. It's hard to describe a feeling when you're in it. When people come and they feel comfortable with people that they might have not otherwise been around, that's kind of what it's about. That means it's successful. That means that it's doing the right thing.
Oh, it was good. Yeah, it was one hell of a party, that's for sure. So last night was our Bad Livin' pre-party, our Friday night for the weekend pass holders. Guest Elvis, yeah, ripping around in the sidecar. Yeah, it's good, man. It's gonna be a good day today. Today we're just starting out right now. Gates are gonna open in about 10 minutes. And then it's just gonna be non-stop mayhem until people get kicked out tomorrow. So what we got today is obviously we have our Bad Livin' Invitational, which includes vintage and modern customs. So we have choppers, bobbers, cafe racers, stocks, restos, and then we're gonna have FXRs, Dynas, and performance baggers kind of in the front section. On top of that, we have Pink Lemonade Records coming out. They've brought 12 bands for us today, starting off at noon, and they're gonna rock and roll all the way until closing time. Tons of great vendors. We're just here to have a good time. That's it.
There you go.
You know, when you tell someone you're going to start a motorcycle show, they kind of look at you sideways. Especially when you kind of start explaining what you expect to do and the scope of it. You know, obviously my family and my wife, you know, they stood behind this crazy idea. When you're explaining it to someone, you go, well, why, if it's so easy, why doesn't everyone do it? It's because it's a lot. It's a lot. You have to send 1 trillion emails. You know, you got to show up. You got to show up for people, and you have to have them show up for you. And this year, I think, was fantastic. You know, it went off as good or better than I could have ever hoped.
Shop out of Shallow Lake. It's the old Bob McKay's Harley Davidson. It's been a Harley-focused independent shop ever since then. I think because there's been a Harley dealership in the area, it's kind of the reason why there's generations of Harleys in the area. So luckily we can pick and choose and be Harley only, and there's enough bikes in the area to keep us busy. So this is our 1993 FXR. It's got a 2000 Road King motor, transmission, swing arm. Kind of got it all wedged in there. This bike was a frame on Tuesday, and these boys had some late nights and some early mornings to get it to this point, to get it to the show. About 3 o'clock yesterday, it was wedged in the trailer and brought here. So yeah, we got a real busy shop. And it's hard to get away from that, but we're here for the weekend and showing off that, a couple other bikes. The boys brought their bikes out. Yeah, having a good time.
Harley Almond, 15-year Harley Davidson Master Tech, a couple of years out of the dealership network, and start working with Brian here, and we now get to do some of the fun stuff that we wanted to do before, but you don't always get to do in dealership world. So I would say last minute kind of figured out, like, okay, we're gonna put a big push on and let's get this thing done and get it to the show. We got a few little things we want to button up on it. It's not 100%, but it's 100% here, right?
Yeah.
So
I'm Cam Robertson, one of the mechanics out at GT Cycle. Good times in Shallow Lake, Ontario. It's a lot of fun being part of something like this, getting to make somebody's dream come true and turn FXR into something more than it was before. So
I'm Frank, I'm from London, England. I live in Kitchener, so I'm not that far from the show. Bad Livin, this is the first year. So far, so good. We're on the second day. Man, everyone's having a great time. The sun's out. Choppers everywhere. What more could you ask for? A free giveaway bike? Let's go.
Gotta get the dust off. She goes faster then.
2018, so it was my first year basically back on my bike, and that was my first trip was Freedom Machine pretty much that I did on my bike, and coming every couple of years since then.
My boy!
My name's Tanner Tonkin. I'm from Washago, Ontario. This is my monstrosity of a trike that I managed to put together at some point in my life. Originally it was a two-wheeled bike. Had a little bit of a mix-up on it that left me in a chair, so I figured I'll get back in the saddle and do something different. So it's got Frankenstein rear end in it, basically a conversion kit with some different shocks. I ran all the brakes off the one reservoir with portion valves front to back, so it's single independent braking, one hand. And then as far as clutch and everything goes, I got a shifter on the far side over here, clutch and shift, so you're taking off one-handed, but you got a little dangerous sometimes. I've gone all over the States with it. I definitely went through northern Pennsylvania with it, all over Canada, to the East Coast and back. All on that small ass tank, so it's like 150. 150 to a tank is a little nerve-wracking. You get used to it though. I like to live it a little wild. It's pretty violent, it pulls pretty good. And yeah, I don't know, there's not much else to it. It's got a chain conversion on it, straight pipes. It's got an S&S kit in it, so it's 1250 with cams, and the heads have been ported and polished, and then we've got oversized valves, oversized springs, basically as much breathing as we can give it. That's what we've done. So I have a Dyna trike that I ride primarily now. This, like, I haven't ridden this in years, but I just rebuilt the motor in the last 4 days, so I had something to bring. I think just like the main thing was like when I got into an accident was like getting back in the saddle, and it was important for it to be like this bike, like the one that kind of got me off. So just getting back on it, and I love it, and it was just like a perfect transition. It's like a great community, and it just feels good having some wind blowing in your hair, you know?
Choppers Magazine, Kerry Brobeck, you know, he stepped up and sponsored the show, and we were so happy to have him. Lowbrow Customs, they donated a ton of parts for the giveaway bike and gave us a bunch of swag to give away, and we're just very supportive in general, and I really appreciate that from them. Speed and Strength, Royal Distributing, they stepped up huge and donated a ton of parts for the giveaway bike. You know, we had so many great sponsors this year. It's hard to go through each individual one, and I could. But everybody that stepped up to the table this year that contributed something in some way to this show, you know, they're the reason why this show exists now. I hope very much that they will continue to support the show. I hope they see value in what we're trying to do, and I hope that they can, you know, see the future of this for us, because I think it's got some serious legs. It wouldn't have happened without Adam King and Jason Parker, Royal Distributing, Lowbrow Customs, and all the other people that contributed to that build.
All right, bring me that raffle box. I'll give this bike away. It's a 67 Triumph 650 Bonneville. Sorta. Okay, before we do this, I gotta thank more people than I have written down. All the sponsors, all the vendors, I appreciate you so much for coming out and supporting our first year. This is one of many. Bring your friends. We'll let Adam pull the ticket. He was the one that nearly finished the bike. Who's gonna win it?
Here's the number. Are you ready? I said, are you ready? No. No fucking way. Are you He's a terrible individual from Hamilton. He drives a very shitty shovelhead. Now he has an equally shitty British motorcycle. Give this guy a hand! He just won a motorcycle!
You know, doing a giveaway bike is a lot. It's very difficult, especially when it comes to building a custom bike, because there's so much preference and nuance that comes with custom bikes that one person may love something that the next person hates. So it's very difficult to build something that everybody loves, but I didn't care. I built something that I liked.
2, 1. Did you put film in? Oh,
my name is Freddie. I'm a leathersmith. I'm based out of Toronto, and my whole shtick is I love to do custom. So got all my beautiful tooling tools. These can be used to make designs on belts, on pretty much anything you could think of. And then yeah, we're gonna basically do the logo on this afterwards, and it's gonna look fucking cool. And we're just at the painting stage, so not too bad from the original. Yeah, it looks good. I'm happy. Let's go give it to Lee. Yeah, no, thank you so much for putting out this event. Of course, dude, that was killer. Next year, right? Same spot, dude. I love this corner. It's dusty, it's loud, and it's everything I like.
I love this corner.
Thank you. Take care.
Thank you very much.
My pleasure.
Giving away a custom bike is something that I believe in, because I believe in putting something back into the culture rather than just, you know, taking things out. You know, I have my bikes, and I love my bikes. But I love other people's bikes, and I like seeing what other people can do. And sometimes when you give a bike out like that, you're putting a glass of water back into it. You're not just stacking them somewhere. You know, you're finishing a bike that wasn't really ever going to get done. That bike sat in boxes and pieces on my table for years. And I didn't know what to do with it because it wasn't really a priority for me to build. So it gave me the opportunity to put something together that I really liked that now is back out in the wild. You know, that 1967 Triumph isn't just a scrap heap anymore. Now it's a bike that's running, it's in the streets again.
So what made you get all this stuff? You just have an interest with it, or opportunity came up, or what?
I build shit. I build stuff. You know, I build stuff that I've never seen before, and then I'm stuck with it because nobody wants to fucking buy it. You see the look on people's faces when they get in and they're happy for 30 seconds. That's good enough for me. Look at this. Look at this woman. She would love to get on that bull. I know you have one of those bulls in your back, in your basement.
You finished it last night.
Last night was the first time I rode it, and it kicked over and started the first time. And the rest is just day after day, aging, rusting, pounding metal. They don't know the grief that you got to go through. Sometimes, you know, you could be sitting in front of a patio full of people watching you kick the bike for 20 minutes and it doesn't start. There is no electric start. So if you don't kick it right, or if you don't know how to manipulate the carburetor properly, you might be sitting there all night kicking it. But once it starts, it feels good to you and everybody else that watched you kick that thing for 20 minutes. So the moral to the story is, never be in a hurry. The suspension is all lowered and it's swing armed and disc brakes, which is almost period correct to 66, 68. The T5 5-speed. The engine was gone, the frame was rotted, raccoons were living in here. But because it's aluminum, it survived. I thought, I gotta do something that's really gonna blow their fucking minds. Because when they're looking inside, they're obviously looking for milk paraphernalia or ice cream or bread, whatever. Yeah. The last thing they expect to see is a VIP section of a strip joint.
This is our very small, very appropriately sized fire that will
light up from space very shortly. We're winding down a little bit now. Still lots of people here, but vendors are starting to clear out. We're gonna kind of go into party mode here in a minute. A couple more bands. I think we got 2 more bands. We have Handheld and Piffbreak Arcade. Awesome bands. They're gonna rock tonight, and then we'll all disperse to our campsites and chill out, have nice campfires, and then do this small, appropriately sized campfire. We had tons of people, amazing bikes. I'm so grateful to everybody that came out. It's been absolutely incredible. And the giveaway bike couldn't have gone to a nicer guy. We're so excited that he won it. So it's just all around, 10 thumbs up. 10 thumbs up. You know, this show has taught me that really, if you put in the work, you can do it. And I know that's a bit of a cliche thing, but you know, the hardest part is starting. But once you get the ball rolling and things are moving, if you're passionate about it and you get people on your side, you know, it's not easy. It's not something that is handed out. The connections and the friendships and all the things that allowed me to do this. You know, I didn't come out of obscurity. I've been involved in the motorcycle scene here for many years. But, you know, that's not enough. You have to work. And if there's something that I've learned through all this is that, you know, it's worth it. The work is worth it. Because when you stand back and you see this thing and you see all these people, I can't possibly witness all of the different experiences that happened, but the ones that I have witnessed and the ones that I did experience with people, that makes it worth it. We're already working on next year. It's hard to say what it's going to look like, just like it was hard to say what this year was going to look like. I don't know what the future holds, but I'm going to put in the work again. We have a giveaway bike for next year. Next year's bike comes with a very fantastic story that I'm going to lay out as the year goes on for people to see. It's a story that connects the show and the ghost town now to 30, 40 years ago and what was going on then. In 2025, the word that kind of came to my head for the whole thing is legacy. Not about erasing where we've been in our venture forward, but carrying it with us to enrich where we're going. And I'm excited to see who wants to get involved this year. When you live your whole life through proxy, you never really experience anything. You experience everything by proxy. What makes a motorcycle so unique is that when you're riding a motorcycle, you taste the freedom that you can't really experience doing anything else. I think there is a generation of younger people that are starting to wake up to that. Kids that have been spoon-fed their whole lives and now are starting to taste meat. And I think there's going to be an explosion once they realize what they've been missing. If you're seeing this and you think, that looks like it's for me, but you're afraid to get into it, because it can be intimidating if you don't have a tie-in. That's how I felt for a lot of years, especially with vintage bikes. You know, I rode motorcycles and I worked on some motorcycles and I worked for different shops, but you know, sometimes the scenes don't feel super accessible to people that aren't really a part of them already. So to that I would say, just go and start asking questions.
I'm Jason Parker from Caledon, Ontario. Vintage choppers and engines and all that type of stuff. We've got just a few. There's a 56 panhead chopper and a 58 panhead chopper and a 62 and a 57 panhead chopper. And we brought this 47 knuckle. Lee that's putting it on is a close friend of mine, and it was great to start it over with him doing it. It was actually a lot of fun. Great weekend. You can tell we're a little drowsy from 3 days of this, but we planned it out with Lee, and it's just been better than expectations we had.
Another one of my very close friends, Jason Parker, you know, he's always been a big supporter of me in general. You know, he's someone I look up to quite a bit as well. You know, he's extremely talented custom builder. In my opinion, he's one of the most underrated builders out there today. And his support and stuff, just him being a bro, was huge for me.
Bob Merrick, I'm from Creemore, Ontario.
Yeah.
They call me Crazy Legs Bob, and here's why. Here with my good friend Jason Parker, and trying to represent all these cool bikes that he puts together, and just had a great weekend here at the Bad Livin Roadshow. I want to thank Lee for having us out and hosting this cool gig, and awesome time, great weekend, and hopefully we get to do it again next year, ramp it up, have some fun. This here's a 02 Sportster. It's got a 1250 kit in it now, and just did a retro kind of paint job and scrambled it out a little bit so I could do some back roading and dirt roading kind of stuff and go have some fun, you know, exploring and checking out all the cool roads that normally you don't get to go explore on a Harley Davidson. It gets a little dirty and you have some fun with it, take it home and wash it off and do it again, rinse and repeat sort of thing. Had a pretty bad accident back in 2000s. You know, it was scary for a while, a lot of touch and go, but sitting there in the hospital, and all I could think about was motorcycles and how I still wanted to keep riding them and have some fun on them. And there's people that want to ride motorcycles and there's people that have to, and I guess I'm in the have to category. Learned that after the accident. I thought, you know, get back on the horse and keep going and enjoying life to the fullest.
You know, we all go down to the American shows and we have a blast down there, and it's awesome, and you see how collaborative it is. And there's a lot of businesses and corporations and sponsors that are so heavily invested in the stuff that's going on down there. It's really incredible. I want it to be an honest representation of our culture here in Canada. Not following anyone, not imitating anyone, just something for us. Something that other people can come and witness what we're doing, and they can come and participate with us in what's going on here.
My name's Stoney Smith and I'm from Uxbridge, Ontario. Yeah, I build custom cars for a living, and customers always get all the nice stuff. They get all the nice paint, nice interiors. For me, I could care less. I just want to have a car that's reliable, that I can have fun with, that I can whip sideways down a dirt road and not care about, right? And this is perfect. This is a 1970 Plymouth. So me and my son put this car together just to road trip around this America and stuff like that. But they didn't have any L's, so those are J's I had to turn over, so I got the hell yeah, 2 J's. The rooftop tent is doesn't really work here, but it does work here for events like this. And I just made a roof rack to stick it on top of this car, but it just folds out, and you've got a perfect platform for sleeping on. It's a lot harder to put that on a bike though. I think next time would be a little bit farther away from the fire.
3, 2, 1.
It's Sunday morning. We capped off our event last night with a great bonfire, and everybody was chilling out and having a good time. And some great bands. Piffbreak Arcade, Handheld, closed off the set last night. It's over. Till next time. See you next year. Like I said before, that this scene sometimes gets a bad edit. And what I mean by that is that people view it as a negative thing. The way that it's depicted in movies and stuff has always been very caricaturized, corny and stupid. And I think that there's so much value and there's so much knowledge and wisdom, not only in the bikes themselves, but the people that have kind of dedicated their life to this lifestyle around these bikes, that needs to be recorded, and it needs to be remembered, and it needs to be sought out.
This is where Panhead Jesus sleeps.
Bad Livin Roadshow is a celebration of the human experience on 2 wheels. There will always be people who don't get it. There will always be people who want to turn the camera on themselves to suit some kind of narcissistic need to put themselves above others. But I think for those who buy into the bigger idea that it's a thing to belong to, there's value in that. This is not my show. This is a show for the people who show up, the people that make it exist. And I'll captain that ship until the steam runs out. Or Harley buys it.